one mistake. It only took one mistake for Shawn Michaels to fail. By going airborne, he left himself vulnerable, and Undertaker took advantage. But 1 year later, and Shawn Michaels is still replaying this mistake in his head, knowing deep down that he could have been the one to end the Undertaker's streak if he didn't take that leap of faith. And so in December of 2009, when Shawn Michaels accepted an award for Match of the Year, the regret that's been eating away at him came to the surface as he challenged The Undertaker for one more match at WrestleMania 26. But The Undertaker would refuse. But Shawn would not give up there. He is desperate to prove to himself that he can do it. And since Undertaker is a champion, all Shawn Michaels has to do is win the Royal Rumble and choose to fight against the World Heavyweight Champion, The Undertaker. This is his chance. Only 29 other men standing in his way to rewrite history. And he's determined not to let it slip through his fingers. Constantly looking over his shoulder, always on the offense, and
ambushing Michaels.
And it's over. Shawn Michaels was eliminated, and his WrestleMania dream is dead.
Missed me, now you gotta kiss me if you kiss me.
With Ashley out of the way, Mickie thought things were just going to go right back to normal with Trish, but Trish was keeping her distance and even introduced to Mickie her new boyfriend, Jack. When Mickie met him, you can tell that she was trying to keep a calm demeanor, but you could see the storm of anger and emotions that were behind her eyes. And when Trish and Jack walked away, Mickie's eyes never left them. And later that night, Mickie came up with a plan to take Jack out of the picture. Do you remember that blonde wig that she wore for the Halloween costume contest? The one I told you to remember? Well, it's coming back up. As when Jack entered Trish's locker room, what he saw was not what he expected.
Trish, I have something for you.
Oh, really? For me? Flowers! Oh, my God, flowers.
Mickey,
They smell good.
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for Trish.
If Wendy was truly supposed to be the female counterpart to Hulk Hogan, as Vince McMahon said he wanted her to be, how come she was being paid so low? This was an issue that she brought up to Vince when she was trying to renegotiate contracts. She also wanted royalties for the cartoon and merchandise that used her likeness. These demands for equal pay made contract negotiations slow, and ultimately, Vince was ready to let her go. But she was still the women's champion at the time, and so Vince concocted a plan, which is now known as the original Screwjob. In November 1985, Wendy Richter was scheduled to defend her women's championship against a new wrestler who was masked called the Spider Lady. No one thought anything of it. In fact, Richter was scheduled to win the match and continue her reign of popularity. Even when the two faced off against each other in the ring, with Richter staring into the eyes of this masked wrestler, nothing seemed off. But Richter has later reported that when the two started to wrestle, she recognized how this person moved. Ultimately, after 6 minutes, the Spider Lady was able to pin Richter. But despite Richter kicking out at 1, the referee counted all the way to 3. It was clear that the ref had his marching orders to count to 3 even if Richter kicked out.
What is this?
That's right.
What?
Yeah, give me
What
something.
is this?
We're both getting
This
something.
is great.
Merry Christmas. Here you go. There you go. Take that. There's a
The $1 million man has bought Santa!
That's right, Santa.
What do you mean
Give
he
me
bought
some
Santa?
Todd Gordon created ECW to combat the hokey presentation of wrestling during the early 90s. He even partnered with the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance, which is one of the most recognizable and respected brands in all of wrestling. By partnering with them and even using some of their belts, ECW was able to gain attention and legitimacy as a serious wrestling promotion. Right to Censor were perhaps the biggest heels in early 2000s WWE. Anytime anything risque, violent, or adult-themed popped up on WWE programming, fans were met with the piercing screech of the Right to Censor alarm, as the members, all dressed in white t-shirts, would try to help audiences see the light and cover up any of the naughty details. Now, according to the leader of this faction, Steven Richards, The right to censor came about as a petty parody of the Parents Television Council, which was currently advocating against the WWF and blaming them for promoting violence to children.